not drowned. What think you, sailor?
It is perchance that you yourself were saved.
My poor brother, and so perchance may he be.
True, madame, and to comfort you with chance, assure yourself, after our ship did split, when you and those poor numbers saved with you hung on our driving boat, I saw your brother, most probably in peril, find himself. Courage and hope both teaching him to practice, to a strong mast that lived upon the sea, where like Orion on the dolphin's back, I saw him holding wings with the waves, so long as I could see.
Saying so there's gold. Mine own escape unfoldeth to my hope, whereto thy speech serves for authority who liketh them. Knowest thou this country?
Aye, madame, well, for I was born and bred not 3 hours' travel from this very place.
Who governs here?
A noble duke, in nature as in name.
What is his name?
Orsino.
Orsino. I have heard my father name him. He was a bachelor then.
And is so now, or was so very late. For but a month ago I went from hence, and 'twas fresh in murmur, as you know what the great ones do the less with Padua, that he did seek the love of fair Olivia.
What's she?
A virtuous maid, the daughter of a count that died some 12 months since, where leaving her in the protection of his son, her brother, who shortly also died, for whose dear love they say she hath abjured the company and sight of men.
Oh, that I served that lady, and might not be delivered to the world till I had made mine own occasion mellow what my estate is.
Well, that'll be hard to compass, for she will admit no kindly suit. No, not the Duke's.
There is a fair behavior in thee, Captain, and though that nature with a beauteous wall doth oft close in pollution, yet thee I will believe thou hast a mind that suits with this thy fair and outward character. I prithee, and I'll pay thee bounteously. Conceal me what I am, and be my aid, for such disguise as haply shall become the form of my intent. I'll serve this Duke. Thou shalt present me as a eunuch to him. He may be worth thy pains, for I can sing and speak to him in many sorts of music that will allow me very worth his service. What else mayhap to time I will commit. Only shape thou thy silence to my wit.
Be you his eunuch, and your mute I'll be. When my tongue blabs, let mine eyes not see.
I thank thee. Lead me on.
If you be the fruit of love, play on. Give me excess of it, then surfeiting, the appetite may sicken, and so die. That strain again, it had a dying fall, or it came o'er my ear like the sweet sound that breathes upon a bank of violets, stealing and giving odor. Enough! No more. It is not as sweet now as it was before. Oh, spirit of love, how quick and fresh art thou, that notwithstanding thy capacity received it as the sea, not enters there of what validity and pitch soe'er, but falls into abasement and low price, even in a minute. So full of shapes is fancy, that it alone is high fantastic.
Will you go hunt, my lord?
What, Curio?
The heart.
So I do. The noblesse that I have, oh, when mine eyes did see Olivia first, methought she purged the air of pestilence. That instant was I turned into a hart, and my desires, like fell and cruel hounds, ere since pursue me. How now, what news from her?
So please, my lord, I might not be admitted. But from her handmaid do return this answer. The element itself, till 7 years' heat, shall not behold her face at ample view, but like a cloistress, she will veil, walk in water once a day her chamber round with eye-offending brine. All this to season a brother's dead love, which she would keep fresh and lasting in her sad remembrance.
She that hath this fine frame to pay instead of love, but to a brother. How will she love when the rich golden shaft hath killed the flock of all affections else that live in her? When brain, liver, and heart, those sovereign thrones are all supplied, and filled her sweet perfections with one self-king. Away before me, fresh beds of flowers. Love thoughts lie rich when canopied with bowers.
What? A plague means my niece, to take the death of her brother thus. I'm sure care's an enemy to life.
By my troth, Sir Toby, you must come in earlier nights. Your cousin, my lady, takes great exception to your ill hour.
Why let her accept before accepted?
I, but you must confine yourself to the modest limits of order.
Confine? I'll confine myself no finer than I am. These clothes are good enough to drink in. And so be these boots, too. And they be not let them hang themselves in their own straps.
That quaffing and drinking will undo you. I heard my lady talk of it yesterday, and of a foolish knight you brought in one night. Appeared to be her lure.
Who? Sir Andrew Aguichi.
Aye, he.
He's as tall a man as any's in Illyria.
What's that to the purpose?
Well, he has 3,000 ducats a year.
I will have 1 year in all these ducats. He's a very fool and a prodigal.
Well, fine, that you'll say, sir. He plays with the Viola Gallant boys. He speaks 3 or 4 languages. He's more than good gifts of nature.
He hath indeed. Almost natural, for besides that he's a fool, he's a great quarreler. And but for that he hath to give to the coward to allay the gust he hath in quarreling, 'tis thought among the prudent he would quickly have the gift of a brave.
Oh, by this head, they are scoundrels and subtractors that say so of him. Who are they?
They that add moreover, he is a drunk knight in your company.
With drinking health to my niece. I'll drink to her as long as there's a passage in my throat and drink in Illyria. He's a coward and a pussy. But we'll not drink to my niece till his brain's turning its home like a... What, witch? You're still the honor, Volgo. Here comes Sir Andrew, your face.
Sir Toby Belch. How now, Sir Toby Belch?
Sweet Sir Andrew.
Ooh, bless you, fair shrew.
And you too, sir.
Accost, Sir Andrew, accost.
What's that?
My niece's chambermaid.
Good Mistress Accost. I desire her.
My name is Mary, sir.
Good Mistress Mary Accost.
You mistake, right? Accost is front her, board her, woo her, assail her.
Well, my troth, I'm an undertaker of this company. Is that the meaning of Accost?
Very well, gentlemen.
And they'll not part so, Sir Andrew, would thou mightst never draw a sword again.
Can you part so, mistress? But I might never draw a sword again. Fair lady, you think you have fools in hand?
Sir, I have not you by the hand.
Marry, but you shall have. And here's my hand.
Now, sir, thought is free. I pray you, bring your hand to the buttery bar and let it drink.
Wherefore, sweetheart? What is your metaphor?
It's dry, sir.
Why, I think so. I'm not such an ass that I can keep my hand dry. What is your jest?
It's a dry jest, sir.
Are you full of them?
Aye, sir, I have them at my fingers' ends, Mary. Now I let go of your hand, I am barren.
Now, lads, a cup of canary. When did I see thee so put down?
Never in your life, I think, unless you see canary put me down. Do you think sometimes I have no more wit than a Christian or an ordinary man has? But I am a great eater of beef, and I believe that does harm to my wit.
No question.
I thought that I'd forswear it. I'll ride home tomorrow, Sir Toby.
But pourquoi, my dear knight?
What is pourquoi? George, you not. I would have had bestowed the time and tongues that I had in fencing, dancing, and bear baiting. Oh, but have I followed the arts?
Then hast thou had an excellent head of hair.
Why? Would that have been to my hair?
Past question, unless he is in curl by nature.
But it becomes me well enough, does not.
Excellent! It hangs like flax under the staff. Yeah. I hope to see a housewife take it between her legs and spin it off.
Faith. Go home tomorrow, Sir Toby. Your niece will not be seen, and if she be at 4 to 1, she'll none of me. The Count himself, your hard by wooer.
She'll none of the count. She'll not match above her degrees, neither in years, estate, or wit. I've heard her swear. Tut, there's life in it, man.
I'll stay for a month longer. I'm a fellow of the strangest mind in the world. I collect masks and revels sometimes, all together.
Art thou good at these kickshaws these night?
As any man in Illyria, whatsoever he be, under the degree of my betters. Yet I will not compare with an old man.
What is my excellence at a galliard, right?
Faith, I can cut a caper,
I can cut the mutton to it.
and I believe I have the back trick simply as strong as any man in Illyria.
Wherefore are these things hidden? Wherefore do these things have a curtain before them? Is it a world of high virtues? I did think by the excellent constitution of thy lady, it was formed under the star of a galliard.
Aye, 'tis strong. Doesn't well in a dun-colored stock. Shall we set up some revels?
What shall we do else? We're not that sides and hearts?
No, sir. Legs and thighs.
Now, let me see the caper. Higher! Excellent! Excellent.
If the Duke continues these favors towards you, Cesario, you are much likely to be advanced. He hath known you but 3 days, and already you are no stranger.
You either fear his humor or my negligence that you call in question the continuance of his love. Is he inconstant, sir, in his favors?
No, believe me.
I thank you. Here comes the Count.
Who saw Cesario, ho?
On your attendance, my lord, here.
Stand you a while aloof. Cesario, thou knowst no less than all. I have unclasped to thee the book even of my secret soul. Therefore, good youth, address thy gate unto her. Be not denied access. Stand at her gate and tell them there thy fixed foot shall grow till thou have audience.
Sure, my noble lord, if she be so abandoned to her sorrow as it is spoke, she never will admit me.
Be clamorous and leap all civil bounds rather than make unprofited return.
Say I do speak with her, what then?
Then unfold the passion of my love. Surprise her with discourse of my dear faith. It shall become thee well to act my roles. She will attend it better in thy youth than in a nuncio's more grave aspect.
I think not so, my lord.
Dear lad, believe it. For they shall yet belie thy happy years that say thou art a man. Diana's lip is not more smooth and rubious. Thy small pipe is as the maiden's organ, shrill and sound, and all is semblative of a woman's part. I know thy constellation is right apt for this affair. Attend them all, if you will, for I myself am best when least in company. Prosper well in this, and you shall find you live as freely as thy lord to call his fortunes thine.
I'll do my best to woo your lady. In a thoughtful strife, for where I woo myself would be his wife.
Personally, at her way by excuse. My lady will hang me for thy absence.
Oh, let her hang me. He that is well hanged in this world needs fear no others.
Make that good.
I shall see none to fear.
Then lend an answer. I can tell you where that saying was born of. I fear no colors.
Where, good Mistress Mary?
In the wars. And that may you be bold to use in your glory.
Well, God give them wisdom that have it, and those that are fools let them use their talents.
Yet you will be hanged for being so long absent. Or turned away. Is that not as good as a hanging to you?
Many a good hanging prevents a bad marriage. For being turned away, let some bear it out.
You are resolute then.
Well, not so neither, but I am resolved on 2 points.
That if one break, the other hold? Or that if both break, your breeches fall?
Ah, to good faith, very apt. But go that way, so shall we believe drinking? Now we'll just witty a piece of Eve's flesh is in here, Larry.
A peace, you rogue! No more of that. Here comes my lady. Make your excuse wisely. You were best.
Oh, wait till it be thy will, put me into good fooling. Those would think they have me, do very untrue fools, and I am sure I lack thee, may pass for a wise man, for, well, what's this monopolist? Better a witty fool than a foolish wit. God bless thee, lady!
Take the fool away.
Do not hear, fellas, take away the lady.
Go to, you're a dry fool. I'll no more of you. Besides, you grow dishonest.
Well, 2 faults, Madonna, to drink a good counsel will amend. Give the dry fool drink, and is the fool not dry? Bid the dishonest man mend himself. If he mend, he is no longer dishonest. If he cannot mend, let the dog shall mend him. Well, anything that's mended is but patched. Virtue that transgresses is but patched with sin, and sin that amends is but patched with virtue. If that the simple syllogism will serve, so, if not, what remedy? There's no true cuckold, but calamity, so beauty's a flower. The lady may take away the fool, therefore I say again, take her on.
Sir, I bade them take away you.
No, Miss Brittany, in the highest degree! Well, that's as much to say as I were not modeling in my brain. Good Madonna, give me leave to prove you a fool.
Can you do it?
Dexterously, Madonna.
Make your proof.
Well, I must catechize you for it. Good my mouse of virtue answer me.
Well, sir, for want of other idleness, I'll bide your proof.
Good being in heaven, take away the fool, gentlemen.
What think you of this fool, Malvolio? Doth he not mend?
Yes, and challenge till the pangs of death shake him. Infirmity that decays the wise that ever make the better fool.
Well, God send you, sir, a speedy infirmity for the better increasing your folly. Some people will be sworn that I am no fox, but he will not pass his word for twopence that you are no fool.
How say you to that, Malvolio?
I marvel your ladyship takes delight in such a barren rascal. I saw him put down the other day with an ordinary fool that has no more brains than a stone.
Yeah.
Look you now, he's out of his guard already, unless you laugh and minister occasion to me and gag. I protest I take these wise men who crow so at these set kind of fools no better than the fool's zaves.
Oh, you are sick of self-love, Malvolio, and taste with a distempered appetite. To be generous, guiltless, and free of disposition is to take those things for bird bolts that you deem cannon bullets. There is no slander in an allowed fool, though he do nothing but rail, nor no railing in a no discreet man, though he do nothing but reprove.
And now Mercury and do thee with leasing, for thou speakest well of fools.
Madam, there is at the gate a young gentleman much desire to speak with you.
From the Count Orsino, is it?
I know not, madam. 'Tis fair and very well attended.
Who of my people hold him in delay?
Sir Toby, madam, your kinsman.
Fetch him up, I pray you! He speaks nothing but madman! Fie on him! Go you, Malvolio. If it be a suit from the Count, I am sick or not at home. What you will to dismiss it. Now you see, sir, how your fooling grows old and people dislike it.
And yet, well, that was so first, Madonna, as if thy other son should be a fool, a soul. One of thy men is a most weak people.
By mine honor, half drunk. What is he at the gate, cousin?
A gentleman.
A gentleman. What gentleman?
'Tis a gentleman.
Look at this pickled herring. How now, son?
Cousin, cousin, how have you come so early by this lethargy?
There's one at the gate.
Aye, Mary. What is he?
Well, let it be the devil anyway. I cannot. Give me faith, say I. But it's all one.
What's a drunken man like, fool?
Well, like a drowned man, a fool, and a madman. The first draft of buckwheat makes him a fool, the second mads him, the third drowns him.
Go and seek out the crowner, and let him sit over my cuz, for he's in the 3rd degree of drink. He's drowned. Go, look after him.
He is but mad yet, Madonna, and the fool shall look to the madman.
Madam, yon young fellow swears he will speak with you. I told him you were sick. He takes on him to understand so much and therefore comes to speak with you. I told him you were asleep. He seems to have foreknowledge of this too and therefore comes to speak with you. What is to be said to him, lady? He is fortified against any denial.
Tell him he shall not speak with me.
It has been told so, but he said he'll stand at your door like a sheriff's post and be the supporter to avenge, but he'll speak with you.
What kind of man is he?
Why, of mankind.
Good manner of man?
Well, very ill mannered. He'll speak with you really or no.
What personage in years is he?
Not yet old enough for a man, or 'tis a peas cob or a cock. 'Tis almost an apple. 'Tis with him in standing order between boy and man. He is very well favored and he speaks very shrewishly. One would think his mother's milk were scarce out of him.
Let him approach. Call in my gentlewoman.
Gentlewoman, I take the calls.
Give me my veil. Come, throw it over my face. We'll once more hear Orsino's embassy.
The honorable lady of the house, which is she?
Speak to me. I shall answer for her.
Most radiant, exquisite, and unmatchable beauty. I pray you tell me if this be the lady of the house, for I never saw her. I would loath to cast away my speech, for besides that it is excellently well penned, I have taken great pains to con it. Good beauties, let me sustain no scorn. I am very comfortable because of the least sinister usage.
Whence came you, sir?
I can say little more than I have studied, and this question is out of my part. Good gentleman, give me modest assurance if you be the lady of the house, that I may proceed in my speech.
Are you a comedian?
No, my profound lord. Yet by the very pangs of malice, I swear I am not that I play. Are you the lady of the house?
If I do not usurp myself, I am.
Most certainly, if you are she, you do usurp yourself, for what is yours to bestow is not yours to reserve. But this is from my commission. I will honor my speech in your praise and then show you the heart of my message.
Come to what is important in it. I forgive you the praise.
Alas, I took great pains to study it, and 'tis poetical.
'Tis the more like to be feigned. I pray you keep it in. I heard you were saucy at my gaze, and allowed your approach rather to wonder at you than to hear you. If you be not mad, be gone. If you have reason, be brief. 'Tis not that type of mood with me to make one in so skipping a dialogue.
Will you hoist sail, sir? Here lies your way.
No, Swallow, I am to hold here a little longer. Some modification for your giant, sweet lady.
Tell me your mind.
I'm a messenger.
Sure you have some hideous matter to deliver when the courtesy of it is so fearful. Speak your office.
It alone concerns your ear. I bring no overture of war and taxation of homage. I hold the olive in my hand. My words are as full of peace as matter.
Yet you begin rudely. What are you? What would you?
The rudeness that hath appeared to me as I have learned from my entertainments, what I am and what I would are as secret as maidenhead. To your ears, divinity. To any other's profanation.
Give us the place alone. We will hear this divinity. Now, sir, what is your text?
Most sweet lady,
A comfortable doctrine, and much may be said of it. Where lies your text?
in Orsino's bosom.
In his bosom? In what chapter of his bosom?
To answer by the method in the first of his heart.
I've read it. It is heresy. Have you no more to say?
Good madam, let me see your face.
Have you commission from your lord to negotiate with my face? You are now out of your text, but we will draw the curtain and show you the picture. Look you, sir, such one I was this present. Is it not well done?
Excellently done, if not at all.
'Tis in grace, sir, will endure wind and weather.
'Tis beauty truly blent, whose red and white nature's own sweet and cunning hand laid on. Lady, you are the cruelest she alive if you will leave these graces to the grave and leave the world no copy.
Oh, sir, I will not be so hard-hearted. I will give out divers schedules of my beauty. It shall be inventoried, and every particle and utensil labeled to my will as I
sing them loud, even in the dead of night. Halloo your name to the reverberant hills and make the babbling gossip of the air cry out, Olivia! Oh, you should not rest between the elements of air and earth, but you should pity me.
You might do much. What is your parentage?
Above my fortunes, if my state is well, I'm a gentleman.
Get me to your lord. I cannot love him. Let him send no more. Unless, perchance, you come to me again to tell me how he takes it. Very well. I thank you for your pains. Spend that for me.
I am no weak purse, lady. Keep your purse. My master, not myself, lacks recompense. Love maketh not a flint that you shall love, and that your fervor, like my master's, be placed in contempt. Farewell, fair cruelty.
What is your parentage? Above my fortunes, yet my state is well. I am a gentleman. I'll be sworn thou art. Thy tongue, thy face, limbs, actions, and spirit do give thee fivefold blazes. Not too fast. Soft. Unless the master were a man. How now? Even so quickly may one catch the plague? Methinks I feel this youth's imperfections with an invisible and subtle stealth to creep in mine eyes. Let it be. What hope, Malvolio? Run after that peevish messenger, the county's man. He left this ring behind. Would I or no, tell him all none of it. Desire him not to flatter with his lord, nor hold him up in hopes I am not for him. If that the youth will come this way tomorrow, I'll give him reasons for it. What me, Malvolio? I do and know not what, and fear to find mine eye too great a flatterer for my mind. Fate, show thy force. Ourselves we do not owe. What is decreed must be. And be this so.
We're not to even now what becomes Lydia.
Even now, sir, on a moderate pace I have since arrived from hither.
She returns this ring to you, sir. You might have saved me my pains to have taken it away yourself. She adds, moreover, that you should put your lord into a desperate assurance she will none of him. And one thing more, that you be never so hardy to come again in his affairs, unless to be report your lord's taking of this. Receive it so.
She took the ring with me, I'll none of it.
Come, so you peevishly threw it to her, and in her will is it should be so returned. If it be worth stooping for, there it lies in your eye. If not, be it his that finds it.
I left no ring with her. What means this lady? Fortune forbid my outsides have not charmed her. She made good view of me, indeed so much that sure methought her eyes had lost her tongue, for she did speak in starts distractedly. She loves me, sure. The cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring, why he sent her none. I am the man. If it be so as 'tis, poor lady, she were better love a dream. Disguise, I see thou art a wickedness wherein the pregnant enemy does much. How easy is it for the proper frosts in women's waxen hearts to set their forms. Alas, our frailty is the cause not white we, but such as we are made of, such we be. How a dispatch? My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, fond as much on him, and she, mistaken, seems to dote on me. What will become of this? As I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love. As I am woman, now alas the day. What thriftless sigh shall poor Olivia breathe? For time thou must untangle this, not I. It is too hard a knot for me to untie.
No longer, no, you not that I go with you.
My stars shine darkly over me. The malignancy of my fate might perhaps distemper yours. Therefore I shall crave of you your leave, that I may bear my evils alone. It were a bad recompense for your love to lay any of them on you.
Let me yet know of you whether you are bound.
No, sooth sir. My determinate voyage is mere extravagancy. But I perceive in you so excellent a touch of modesty that you will not extort from me what I am willing to keep in. Therefore it charges me and manages the rather to express myself. You must know of me then, Antonio, that my name is Sebastian, which I call Rodrigo. My father was that Sebastian of Messaline, whom I know you have heard of. He left behind him myself and a sister, both born in an hour. If the heavens had been pleased, would we so had ended. But you, sir, altered that. For some hour before you took me from the breach of the sea was my sister drowned.
Alas the day.
A lady, sir. Though it was said she much resembled me, it was yet of many accounted beautiful. But though I could not with such overfar estimable wonder believe that, yet thus far will I boldly publish her. She bore a mind that envy could not but call fair. She is drowned already, sir, with salt water. Oh, I seem to drown her remembrance again with more.
Forgive me, sir. Your bad entertainment.
Oh, good Antonio. Forgive me your trouble.
If you will not murder me for my love, let me be your servant.
If you would not undo what you have done, that is, kill him whom you have recovered, desire it not. Fare ye well at once. My bosom is full of kindness. And I am yet so near the manor of my mother that upon the least occasion where mine eyes will tell tales of me, I am bound for the Count Orsino's court. Farewell.
The gentleness of all the gods goes with thee. I have many enemies in Orsino's court, else would I very shortly see thee there. But, come what may, I do adore thee so that danger shall seem sport, and I will go.
Not to be abed. After midnight is to be out good times. And the Lincoln said thou knowest.
Nay, by my troth, I know not. But I know to be a plague to be a plague.
Oh, a false conclusion. I hate it as an unfilled can. To be up after midnight and to go to bed then is early. So to go to bed after midnight is to go to bed betimes. It's not our lives consist of the four elements.
Faith, so they say. I think about it consists of eating and drinking now.
Thou art a scholar. Let us therefore eat and drink. Marianne, I say, a soup of wine.
There comes the cold, please.
Now, Hearts, did you never see the picture of we three?
Oh, come ass. Let's have a catch.
Why, my troth, the fool has an excellent breast. I'd rather than 40 shillings have such a leg, and so sweet a breath to sing as the fool has. In sooth, that was a very gracious fooling last night when I spoke of Pigagrammatus. The baby is past the equinoctial acquaintance. Tis very good, faith. I said thee sixpence for thy layman, hast it?
I did empirical activity. But Malvolio's nose is no whipstock, my lady hath a white hand, and the myrmidons are no bottle ale houses.
Excellent. Why, this is the best fooling when all's done. Now a song.
There's a sixpence. Let's have a song.
Aye, here's a test roll of me too.
Is that a love song or a song Trip no further, pretty sweeting. Journey's ending, lovers meeting. Every wise man's son doth know.
Excellent, good faith. Good.
What is love? 'Tis not hereafter. The present mirth hath present laughter. Though what's to come is said unsure. In delay there lies no plenty. So come and kiss me, sweet and 20. Youth, sister, will not endure.
I'm lifting this place. I'm true knight.
A contagious breath.
Very sweet and contagious in faith.
To hear it by the nose is dulcet and contagion. But shall we make the welcome dance indeed? Shall we rouse the night owl and catch up and draw 3 souls out of 1 whip? Shall we do that?
And you love me, let's do it. I'm a dog and cat.
Oh, my lady said some dogs will catch well.
Let her catch me down, knave.
Hold thy peace, thou knave knight. I shall be constrained to call thee knave knight.
Does not the person I've constrained one to call me knave. Come, begin, full. It begins, hold thy peace.
But I shall never begin if I hold my peace.
Good, right? Come, begin. Hold thy peace, thou knave, my friend. Hold thy peace, thou knave, my friend. Hold thy peace, thou knave,
How long do you keep here? If my lady has not called up her steward Malvolio and bid him turn you out of doors, never trust me.
My lady's a Catalian. We're politicians. Malvolio's a Pegaramsey.
Pegaramsey?
And 3 making men beware. Am I not consanguineous? Am I not of her blood? Tilly Valley, lady. Lady? That dwelt a man in Babylon. Lady. Lady.
Beshrew me, this night's an admirable fooling.
He does well enough if you be disposed. So do I too. He does no better grace, but I do it more natural.
On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 12 drums sounding like workers fighting, 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids of very sad.
Have you no wit, manner, nor honesty but to dabble like tinkers at this time of night? Do you make an alehouse of my lady's house and you squeak out your closers, hatches without any mitigation or remorse of voice? Is there no respect of person, place, or time in you?
Oh, we did keep time, sir. In our catches. This is snack up.
Sir Toby, I must be round with you. My lady bade me tell you that though she harbors you as kinsman, she is nothing alive to your disorders. If you can separate yourself from your misdemeanors, you are welcome to the house. If not, and it would please you to take leave of her, she is very willing to bid you farewell.
Farewell. Farewell, dear hearts, since I must be gone.
His eyes do show his days are almost done.
Oh, is it even so?
I will never die.
Sir Toby, there you are.
Oh, this is much credit to you.
Shall I bid him go?
And if you do,
Shall I bid him go and spare not?
oh!
Out of tune, sir, you lie. Art any more than a steward. Dost thou think because thou art virtuous, there should be no more cakes and ale?
Sit down. Yeah? I say down, and ginger shall be high in the mouth. Chew.
Thou art in the right. Go, sir. Rub your chain with crumbs.
Mistress Mary, if you prize my lady's favor in anything more than contempt, you would not give means to this uncivil rule. Oh, she shall know that by this hand.
Go shake your ears!
'Twas good indeed to drink when men's are hungry, and challenge him in the field.
Then break promise with them and make a fool of them.
Do it, knight, and I'll write thee a challenge. Or I'll deliver thy indignation to him by word of mouth.
Sweet Sir Toby, be patient for tonight. Since the youth of the Count's was today with my lady, she is much out of quiet. For Monsieur Malvolio, let me alone with him. If I do not gull him into a neighbor and make a common recreation of him, do not think I have wit enough to lie straight in my bed. I know I can do it.
Possess us, tell us something of him.
Marry, sir, sometimes he is a kind of Puritan.
Dog like that! Beat him like a dog!
What? For being a Puritan? Thy exquisite reason, dear knight.
I have no exquisite reason for it, but I have reason good enough.
The double Puritan that he is, and anything constantly but a time pleaser, an affectionate ass that cons state without book and utters it by great swarms. The best persuaded of himself, so crammed as he thinks with excellencies, that it is his grounds of faith that all that look on him love him, and in that vice in him will my revenge my notable cause to work.
What wilt thou do?
I will drop in his way some obscure epistles of love, wherein by the color of his beard, the shape of his leg, the manner of his gait, the expression of his eye, forehead, and complexion, he will find himself most feelingly persuaded. I write very like my lady, your niece. Unforgotten matter, we can hardly make distinction of our hands.
Excellent, I spell a device.
I have one of those too.
He shall be. By the letters that thou will drop, that they come from my niece. And then she's in love with him.
My purpose is indeed a horse that color.
And your horse would now make you the next.
Ass. I doubt not.
Oh, it's only admirable.
Sport royal, I warrant you. I know my physique will work on him. I will plant you two, and let Fabian make the third, where he will find the letter. Observe his construction of it. For tonight, to bed, and dream on the bed. Farewell.
Good night. Penthesilea.
Before me, she's a good wench.
She's a beagle. True bred. And one that adores me. What of that?
I was adored once too.
Aww.
That's the bad night. Now it's need send for more money.
If I cannot recover your niece, I'm a foul way out.
Send for money, knight. If thou hast an art in the end, call me cut.
If I do not never trust me, take it how you will.
Come. I'll go burn some sack. It's too late to go to bed now. Come, knight. Come, knight.
music now, good Cesario, but that little song, that old and antique song we heard last night. You thought you did believe my passions much more so than light airs and recollected terms of these most brisk and giddy-paced times. None but one verse.
He is not here, so please, your lordship, let us sing it.
Who was it?
Festi the jester, my lord. A fool that Lady Olivia's father took much delight in. He is about the house.
Go seek him out. And play the tune a while. Come hither, boy. If ever thou shalt love, the sweet pangs of it remember me. Such as I am, all true lovers are, unstaid and skittish in all motions else, save in the constant image of the creature that is beloved. How dost thou like this tune?
It gives a very echo to the seat where love is throned.
Thou dost speak masterly. My life upon it, young though thou art, thine eye stayed upon some favor that it loves, hath it not, boy?
A little by your favor.
What kind of woman is?
Of your complexion.
She's not worth thee, then. What years of faith?
About your years, my lord.
I'm too old, by heaven! Let still the woman take an elder than herself, then wears she to him, then sways she level in her husband's eye. For boy, however much we men may brag, our fancies are more longing, unfirm, wavering, sooner lost and worn than women's are.
I think it well, my lord.
Then let thy love be younger than thyself, or else thy affection cannot hold the vent. For women are as roses, whose fair flower, being once displayed, to fall that very hour.
So they are. Alas, as they are so to die, when they to perfection grow.
Come, fellow, but one verse. Mark it, Cesario, it is old and plain. The knitters and the spinsters in the sun, and the free maids that weave their thread with bone do used to chant it. It is silly sooth and dallies with the innocence of love unto the old age.
Are you ready, sir?
Prithee, sing.
Come away, death, and in sad cypress let me be laid. Fly away, breath, and slay thy fair crewmate. My strong white stuck with you. Oh, preparing but today no one's so true. Share it. Sweet. Of my black coffin, let there be strong. Not a friend breeze. Drops from my bones shall be thrown. A thousand sighs to save a home. Lay me where sad true lover never finds my grave. To weep there, to weep there.
Here's for thy pains.
No pain, sir. I take pleasure in singing, sir.
Pay thy pleasure then.
Oh, truly, sir, and pleasure will be paid. One time or another.
Give me now leave to leave thee.
Now, the melancholy God protect thee, and the tailor make thy doublet of changeable taffeta, for thy mind is very awful. I would have men of such constancy, but to see that their business might be everywhere and intend everything, for that's it that always makes a good voyage of loving.
Let all the rest give place. Once more, Cesario, give thee the same yon sovereign cruelty. Tell her, my love, more noble than the world, prizes not quantity of dirty lands. Those parts that fortune hath bestowed upon her, tell her I hold as dearly as fortune. But 'tis that miracle and queen of gems that nature pranks her in, attracts my soul.
But if she cannot love you, sir...
I cannot be so answered! than by the beating of so strong a passion at love doth give my heart. No woman's side so big to hold so much that lack retention. Alas, no love may be called appetite, no motion of the liver, but the palate that suffers surfeit, cloyment, and revolt. But mine is all as hungry as the sea, and can digest as much. Make no compare between that love a woman can bear me and that I owe Olivia.
I know.
What dost thou know?
Too well what love women to men they owe. In fact, they are as true of heart as we. My father had a daughter that loved a man as it might be, perhaps, were I a woman I should, your lordship.
What's her history?
Blank, my lord. She never told her love, but let concealment like a worm in the bud feed on her damask cheek. She pined in thought, and with a green and yellow melancholy she sat like patience on a monument, smiling at grief. Was not this love indeed? We men may say more, swear more, but indeed our shows are more than will, for still we prove much in our vows, but little in our love.
But died thy sister of her love?
I am all the daughters of my father's house and all the brothers too, and yet I know not, so shall I to this lady.
Aye, there's the theme. To her in haste give her this gem. Tell her my love can give no place, by no delay.
Come my way, Signor Fabian.
Nay! Oh, come. If I lose a scruple of his sport, let me be boiled to death with no one calling.
Would some be glad to have the niggardly or rascally sheep buyer come by some notable shame?
I would exalt man. You know, he brought me out of favor with my lady about a bear baiting here.
To anger him, we'll have the bear again, and we'll fool him black and blue. Shall we not, Sir Andrew?
We do not be the pity of our lives. Here comes the little villain.
How now, my man Lavinia?
Get ye all three into the block street. Malvolio's coming down this walk. He's been yonder in the sun, practicing behavior to his own shadow this half hour. Observe him for the love of mockery, for I know my letter will make a contemplative idiot of him. Fools, in the name of jesting. Lie thou there, for here comes the trout that must be caught with tickling.
Tis but fortune. All is fortune. Mariah once told me she did affect me, and I have heard herself come thus near that should she fancy it should be one of my complexion. Besides, she uses me with more exalted respect than anyone else that follows her. What should I think on it?
He's an overweening rogue. Swipe, I can so beat the rogue. Peace, I say.
To be Count Malvolio.
Rogue! Pistol him, pistol him!
Here's an example for it. The Lady Strachey married the yeoman of wardrobe.
Now he's deeply in. Look how imagination blows him.
Having been 3 months married to her, sitting in my state, calling my officers about me in my branched velvet gown, having come from a day bed where I had left Olivia sleeping.
Iron brimstone!
Then to have the humor of state, and after a demure travel of regard, telling them I know my places, I would they should do theirs, to ask for my kinsman Toby.
Bolts and shackles!
7 of my people with an obedient start make out for him. I frown the while and perchance wind up watch or play with some rich jewel. Toby approaches, curtsies there to me.
Shows for him!
I extend my hand thus to him, quenching my familiar smile with an austere regard of control, saying, Cousin Toby, my fortunes having cast me on your niece give me this prerogative of speech.
What?
You must amend your drunkenness.
Outstanding!
And besides, you waste the treasure of your time foolish knight.
That's me, weren't you?
One Sir Andrew.
I know it's I. How many of you call me fool?
What employment have we here?
Now is the woodcock near the king.
In the spirit of humor, said to make reading aloud to him.
By my life, this is my lady's hand. These be her very C's, her U's, and her T's, and thus she makes her great P's. It is in contempt of question her hand.
Her C's are using her T's, why that?
To the unknown beloved, this and my good wishes. By your leave, wax. Well, soft in this impressure and crease with which he uses to seal. This is my lady. To whom should this be?
It swings him, liver and all.
Jove knows I love, but who? Lips do not move. No man must know. No man must know. And what follows? What the numbers altered. No man must know. If this should be thee, Malvolio, I may command where I adore, but silence like an increased knife with a bloodless stroke my heart doth gore. M-O-A-I doth sway my life. M-O-A-I doth sway my life. Nay, but first let me see. I may command where I adore. She may command me, I serve her, she is my lady. Why, this is evident to any formal capacity. There is no obstruction in this, and in the end, what should that alphabetical position portend? If I could make that resemble something in me, softly, And Malvolio, that begins my name.
Didn't know how to say, you would work it out.
M, but there is no consonancy in the sequel. A should follow what O does. M-O-A-I. Well, this simulation is not as the former, but to bend it a little, it would bow to me, for every one of these letters are in my name. Oh, soft, here follows prose. If this fall into thy hand, revolve. In my stars I am above thee, but be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Thy fates open their hands, let thy blood and spirit embrace them. And to inure thyself to what thou art like to be, cast thy humble slough and appear fresh. Be opposite with a kinsman, surly with servants. Let thy tongue tang arguments of state. Put thyself into the trick of singularity. She thus advises thee that sighs for thee. Remember who commended thy yellow stockings and wished to see thee ever cross-gartered. I say remember. Go to, thou art made, if thou desirest to be so. If not, let me see thee a steward still, the fellow of servants and not worthy to touch fortune's fingers. Farewell, she that would alter services with thee, the fortunate unhappy. Daylight and champagne discovers no more. This is open. I will be proud. I will read politic authors. I will baffle Sir Toby. I will wash off gross acquaintance. I will be point devised the very man. I do not now fool myself to let imagination jade me, for every reason points to this, that my lady loves me. She did commend my yellow stockings of late. She did praise my legs being cross-gartered, and this manifests herself to my love, and with a kind of injunction drives me to habits of her liking. I thank my stars, I am happy. I will be strange, stout, in yellow stockings and cross-gartered, even with the swiftness of putting on. Jove and my stars be praised. Yep, soft, here's postscript. Thou canst not choose but know who I am. If thou entertainest my love, let it appear in thy smiling. Thy smile becomes thee well. Therefore in my presence still smile, dear my sweet, I prithee. Jove, I thank thee. I I will smile. I will do everything that thou wilt have of me.
This is a practice as full of labor as a wise man's art. The he wisely shows his fit. But wise men folly, quite taint their wits.
Save me, gentlemen.
And you, sir?
Would you encounter the house? My niece is desirous you should enter, if you're trained to her.
I imagine your niece, sir. I mean, she's the least of my voyage.
Taste your legs, sir. Put them to motion.
My legs do better understand me, so I understand what you mean by bidding me taste my legs.
I mean to go, sir. To enter.
I will enter the gate and enter, but we are prevented. Most excellent, accomplished lady, the heavens reign over us on you.
This use of rare courtier, reign over us well.
My madam hath no voice, lady, but you're almost pregnant and vouchsafed ear.
Over's pregnant and vouchsafed? Well, get them all three already.
Let the garden door be shut and leave me to my hearing. Give me your hand, sir.
By duty, madam, and most humble service.
What is your name?
Cesario is your servant's name, fair princess.
My servant, sir. 'Twas never merry world since lowly feigning was called compliment. Your servant to the Count Orsino. You.
And is yours and his must needs be your servant is your servant, madam?
For him, I think not on him. For his thoughts, but they were blanks rather than filled with me.
Madam, I come to wet your gentle thoughts on his behalf.
Oh, by your leave, I pray you, I bid you never speak again of him. But if you would undertake another suit, well, I had rather hear you to solicit that than music from the spheres.
Dear lady.
Give me leave, beseech you. I did send after the last enchantment you did hear, a ring in chase of you. So did I abuse myself, my servant, and I fear me you? Under your hard construction must I sit, to force that on you, in a shameful cunning which you knew none of yours, which you think. Have you not set mine honor at the stake, and baited it with all the unmuzzled thoughts that tyrannous heart can think? To one of your receiving enough is shown. A cypress, not a bosom, hides my heart, so let me hear you speak.
I pity you.
Well, that's a degree to love.
Not the priest is a vulgar proof that very oft we pity enemies.
Why then, methinks 'tis time to smile again. Oh, world, how apt the poor are to be proud. If one should be a prey, how much the better to fall before the lion than the wolf. Oh, the clock upbraids me with no waste of time. Be not afraid, good youth, I will not have you. And yet when wit and youth is come to harvest, your wife is alike to reap a proper man. There lies your way, due west.
Then westward how? Grace and good disposition attend your ladyship. You'll nothing, madam, to my lord by me.
measure of your pains, I will no further chide.
I could not stay behind you. My desire more sharp than filed steel did spur me forward. And not love to see you, though so much as would have drawn one through a longer voyage. But jealousy would not befall your travels, being skilless in these parts, which to a stranger, unguided and unfriended, oft prove rough and unhospitable. My willing love, though rather by these arguments of fear, set forth in your pursuit.
My kind Antonio, I can no other answer make, but thanks, and ever thanks. And oft good terms are shuffled off with such uncurrent pay. Were my worth as is my conscience firm, you should find better dealing. What's to do? Shall we go see the relics of this town?
Tomorrow, sir. Best first go see your lodging.
I am not weary. It is long tonight. I pray you better satisfy your eyes in the memorials and the things of fame that do renown this city.
Would you pardon me? I do not without danger walk these streets. Once in a seafight against the Countess Gallows, I did some service of such note indeed that were I taken here would scarce be answered.
But like you slew a great number of his men?
The offense was not of such a bloody nature, albeit the quality and quantity of the war might well have given this bloody nature. Our argument, it might since have been answered in repayment we took from him, which, for traffic's sake, most of our city did. Only myself stood out, for which, if I be lapsed here, I shall pay dear.
Do not then walk too open.
It doth not fit me. Hold, sir. Here's my purse. In the south suburbs of the Elephant is best to lodge. I'll bespeak our guide, will you beguile the time, and feed your knowledge with viewings of the town. There shall you have me.
Why, I your purse.
Haply your eyes shall light upon some toy you desire to purchase. And your store, sir, it's not for idle markets, I think.
I'll be your purse bearer, and leave you for an hour.
To the Elephants.
I do remember.
Dog! Thy reason, dear Venom, give thy reason!
You must needs yield your reason, Sir Andrew.
Mary, I saw your niece do warfares for the Count Surrey manner she bestowed upon me. I saw it in the orchard!
Did she see thee, the wild old boy? Tell me that!
As plain as I see you now.
That was a great argument of love in her toward you.
Slight! You make an ass of me?
I will prove it legitimate, sir, upon the oaths of judgment and reason.
And they have been grandeur emissions before no one was a sailor.
He did show favor to the youth in your sight, only to exasperate you, to awake your dormouse valor, to put fire in your heart and brimstone in your liver. You should then and with some excellent jests, fire new from the mint, should have banged the youth into numbers. This was looked for at your hand, and this was balked. The double guilt of this opportunity you let time wash off, and you are now sailed to the north of my lady's opinion, where you will hang like an icicle on a Dutchman's beard. Unless you do redeem it by some laudable attempt either of valor or policy.
Can it be anyway? It must be valor, for policy I hate. I'd leave this be a brownist than a politician.
Well, then build me thy fortunes upon the basis of valor. Challenge me to counsel you to fight. Hurt him in 11 paces. My niece shall take note of it. And assure thyself there is no love broker in the world can more prevail on man's commendation of woman than report of valor.
There is no way but this, Sir Andrew.
Either of you bear me a challenge to him.
Go! Write it in a martial hand. Be cursed and brief, no matter how witty, so it be eloquent, full of invention, taunting with the license of ink. If thou think some thrice shall not be in this, and as many lies as will lie in thy sheet of paper, though thy sheet were big enough for the bed of war in England. Set them down. Go about it. Let there be gall enough in thy ink, though thou write with a goose pen no matter. No!
Where shall I find you?
We'll call thee at the cubiculum. Go!
This is a dear mannequin to you, Sir Toby.
I have been dear to him, lad, some 2,000 strong or so. I'll eat the rest of the anatomy.
And his opposite, the youth, bears in his visage no great presage of cruelty.
Look where the youngest man of 9 comes.
If you desire this plain and will laugh yourselves in the stitches, follow me. You cannot believe such impossible passages of grossness. He's in yellow stockings.
And cross-guard.
Most villainously. I have dogged him like his murderer. He does obey every point of the letter I dropped to betray him. He does smile his face into more lines than the new map of the Indies. You've never seen such a thing as 'tis. I can hardly forbear hurling things at him. I know my lady will strike him. If she do, he'll smile as I give her a great favor.
Bring us where he is.
Well, remind me that I need to pick it up before.
I've sent for him. He says he'll come. What shall I feast him? Snow of him. For youth is bought more often better borrowed. I speak too loud. Where is Malvolio? He is sad and civil, and suits well for a servant with my fortunes. Where is Malvolio?
He's coming, madam, but in very strange manner. He is sure possessed, madam.
Why? What's the matter? Does he rave?
No, madam. He does nothing but smile. Your ladyship will best have some water while children come. For sure the man is tainted in his wits.
Go, call him hither. How now, Mama? Oh.
Sweet lady, ho. Ho.
Smilest thou? I sent for thee upon a sad occasion.
Sad? I could be sad. This does make some obstruction in the blood, this crossed artery. But what I did, please the eye of one is with me as the very true sonnet is please one and please all.
Why, how dost thou, man? What is the matter with thee?
Not black in my mind, though yellow in my It did come to his hands, and command shall be executed. I think we do know the sweet Roman hand.
Wilt thou go to bed, Malvolio?
I, sweetheart, I'll come to thee.
God comfort me! Why does I smile so and kiss thy hand so oft?
How do you, Malvolio? Why appear you before my lady with such ridiculous boldness?
Be not afraid of greatness. 'Twas well read.
What meanest thou by that, Malvolio?
Some are born great.
Huh?
Some achieve greatness.
What sayest thou?
Some have greatness the rust of
Heaven restore me! What is the very midsummer madness?
Madam, the young gentleman of the Count Orsino's is returned. He attends your ladyship's pleasure.
I'll come to him. Good Maria, let this fellow
no worse man than Sir Toby to look to me. This concurs directly with the letter. She sends him on purpose that I may appear stubborn to him, for she incites me to that in the letter. Cast thy humble slough, says she. Be opposite with a kinsman, surly with a servant. Let thy tongue tang arguments of state. Put thyself into the trick of singularity, and consequently sets down the manner how as a sad face, a reverend carriage, a slow tongue in the manner of some sir of note, and so forth. Well, Job is the doer, not I, and Job will make me thankful. And when she went away just now, let this fellow be looked to. Fellow. Not Malvolio, nor after my degree, but fellow. Why, everything adheres together that no tram of a scruple, no scruple of a scruple, no obstacle, no intolerant or unsafe circumstance. What can be said? Nothing that can be can come between me and the full prospect of my hopes. Job is the doer, not I, and he is to be thanked.
Here he is! Here he is! House with you, sir? House with you, man?
Go off. I discard you. Leave me to my private. Go off.
Lo, how hollow the fiend speaks within him. Did not I tell you? Sir Toby, my lady prays you have a care of him.
Oh, does she, sir?
Peace, peace. Let me alone with him. How do you, Malvolio? How is it? What, man? Defy the devil! Consider he's an enemy to mankind!
Do you know what you say? How now, mistress?
Peace! Hold thy peace! Do you not see you move him? We must do gentlemen. Let me alone with him.
Get him to say his prayers, good Sir Toby. Get him to pray.
My prayers, minx?
No, I warned you. He will not hear of godliness.
Go hang yourselves all! You are idle, shallow things. You are not of my element. You shall know more hereafter.
Is it possible?
Get this complaint upon the stage now. I condemn it as the improbable fiction.
This very genius have taken the infection of the device, man!
Nay, but pursue him now before the device take air attains. Why, we shall make him mad, indeed. The house will be the quieter.
Come, we'll have him in a dark room and bound. My nieces are in the belief that he's mad. We may carry it thus for our pleasure and his penance, till our very pastime, tired out of breath, prompt us to have a mercy on him, at which time we'll bring the device to the bar and crown thee for a finder of madmen. Let's see.
More matter for a May morning.
Here is the challenge. Do but read. A word there's vinegar and pepper in it.
Is so saucy.
Aye, it's no Warrington. Do but read.
Give me. Youth, whatsoever thou art but a scurvy fellow.
Good and valiant.
Wonder not, nor admire not in thy mind why you call me so, for I will show thee no reason for it.
A good note, that keeps you from the blow of the law.
Thou comest to the Lady Olivia, and in my sight she uses thee kindly, but thou liest in thy throat. That is not the matter I challenge thee for.
Very brief and to exceeding good sense, Les.
I will waylay thee going home, where if it be thy chance to kill me,
Good.
thou killest me like a rogue and a villain. Fare thee well, and God have mercy upon one of our souls. He may have mercy upon mine, but my hope is better, and so look to thyself, thy friend, as thou usest him, and thy sworn enemy. And true, thank you, Chief. If this letter move him not, his legs cannot. I'll give it him.
You may have very good occasion for it. He is now with my lady and will by and by depart.
No, Sir Andrew. Scout me for him at the corner of the orchard like a Bombay. So soon as ever thou seest him, draw. And as thou drawest, swear horrible. For it comes to pass off that a terrible oath with a swaggering accent sharply twanged off gives manhood more approbation than ever proof itself would have earned it. Ha! 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 Away! Ha! Nay, let me alone for swearing! Now will I not deliver this letter? The behavior of the young gentleman gives him out to be of good capacity and breeding. His employment between his lord and my niece confirms no less. Therefore, this letter, being so excellently ignorant, will breed no terror in the youth. He will find it comes from a clodpole. But I will deliver a challenge by word of mouth, set upon Aggie cheek a notable report of valor and drive the gentleman, as I know his youth will happily receive it, into a most hideous opinion of his rage, skill, fury, and impetuosity. This was so frank that both people kill one another by the look, like cockatrices.
Here he comes with your niece. Then wait till he take leave, and presently after him.
I will meditate the while upon some horrid message for a challenge.
I've said too much unto a heart of stone, and laid mine honor to and carried out. There's something in me that reproves my fault, but such a headstrong, potent fault it but mocks reproof.
With the same behavior that your passion bears goes on my master's grief.
Here, wear this jewel for me. This is my picture. Refuse it not, and have no tongue to vex you, and I beseech you come again tomorrow. What will you ask of me that I'll deny, that honor saved may upon asking give?
Nothing but this, your true love for my master.
How of mine honor may I give him that which I have given to you?
I will acquit you.
Fare ye well. A fiend like thee might bear my soul to hell.
Gentlemen, God save me.
And you, sir?
That defense has me, take me to it. Of what nature the wrongs thou hast done him, I know not, but thy interceptor, full of despite, bloody as the hunter, attends thee at the orchard end. Dismount thy tongue, be yare in thy preparation, for thy assailant is quick, skillful, and deadly.
You mistake, sir. I am sure no man hath any quarrel to me. My remembrance is very free and clear of any image of offense done to any man.
You'll find it otherwise, I assure you. Therefore, if you hold your life at any price, we take you to your guard. For your opposite hath in him what youth, strength, skill, and wrath can furnish man withal.
I pray you, sir, what is he?
He is knight, dubbed with unhatched rapier and uncarpet consideration, but he is a devil in private wrong. Souls and bodies hath he divorced. Three. And his incensement at this moment is so implacable that satisfaction can be none, but by pangs of death.
I will return again into the house to desire some conduct of the lady. I am no fighter. I have heard of some kind of men that quarrels purposely on others to taste their valor. But this is a man of that quarrel.
Sir, no. His indignation arises something of a very competent injury. Therefore, get you on and give him his desire. Back you shall not to the house, unless you undertake that with me, which with as much safety you might answer him. Therefore on, or strip your sword stark naked, for metal you must, that's certain. Or forswear to wear iron about you.
This is as uncivil as strange. I beseech you, do me this courteous office as to know if the night of my offense to him is something of my negligence, nothing of my purpose.
I shall listen. Senior Fabian, stay you by this gentleman to my return.
Pray you, sir, do you know of this matter? I know the knight is incensed against you, even to a mortal or bitterness, but nothing of the circumstance more. I beseech you, what manner of man is he? Nothing of that wonderful promise to read him by his form, as you are like to find him in the proof of his valor. He is indeed, sir, the most skillful, bloody, and fatal opposite that you could possibly have found in any part of Illyria. Will you walk towards him? I will make your peace with him if I can. I shall be much bound to you for it. I am one that rather go with Sir Priest than Sir Knight. I care not to know so much of my metal.
I have not seen such a devil. I have never seen such a drama. I had a pass with him, rapier, scabbard and all, and he gives me the stuck in with such a mortal motion that it is inevitable. And on the answer, he pace you as surely as your feet hit the ground they step on. They say he has been fencing to the subway. What's wrong? He will not now be pacified. Maybe it scares hold of you.
I thought he was valiant and so cunning in fence. I'd have seen him damn near I challenged him. Let him let the matter slip, and I'll give him my horse, Great Capulet.
I'll make a motion. Stand here. Take a good show on it. This shall live without the perdition of souls. Mary, I'll ride your horse as well as I ride you. He will fight you for his own sake. Mary, he hath better bethought him of his quarrel, and now finds it scarcely worth talking. Therefore draw for support in his vow. He protests he will not hurt you.
Pray God defend me. A little thing would make me tell them how much I lack of a man.
You growl. You see him furious.
Come! Sir Andrew, there's no remedy. The will for his honor's sake have one bout with you. He cannot whether do well or avoid it. But he has promised me, as he is a gentleman and a soldier, he will not hurt you.
You do mistake me, sir.
No, sir, no jot. I know your favor well, though now you have no sea cap on your head.
I must obey. This comes with seeking you, but there is no remedy. I shall answer it. What will you do now, my necessity makes me to ask you for my purse. It grieves me much more for what I cannot do for you than what befalls myself. You stand amazed, but be of comfort.
Come, sir, away.
I must entreat of you some of that money.
What money, sir? For the fair kindness you showed me here, in part being prompted by your present trouble, as my lean and nobility, I'll lend you something. Having is not much. I'll make division of my present. Hold, there's half my coffin.
Will you deny me? Is it possible my deserts to you can lack persuasion? Do not test my misery, lest it make me so unsound a man as to upbraid you with the kindnesses I've done for you.
I know of none. Nor know I you by voice or any feature. I hate ingratitude more in a man than lying, vainness, babbling, drunkenness, or any taint of corruption that inhabits our frail blood.
Oh, heavens themselves!
Come, sir, I pray you go.
Let me speak a little. This youth that you see here before you, one half I snatched from the jaws of death, relieved of such sanctity of love, and to his image which we thought promised most venerable work did I devotion.
What is it to us? The time goes by. Away.
But oh, how vile and I reprove this God. Thou hast, Sebastian, done good features shame. In nature there is no blemish but the mind. None can be called the form, the unkind. Virtue is beauty. The beauteous evil are empty trumps overflourished by the devil.
The man goes mad. Come. Come, sir.
Lead me on.
Methinks his words do from such passion fly that he believes himself, so do not I. Prove true, imagination, oh, prove true, that I, dear brother, be now ta'en for you.
Come hither, knight. Baby. We'll whisper a couple or two of those sage saws.
He named Sebastian. I, my brother, know yet the thing in my class. Even such and so in favor was my brother, for he went still in this color, fashion, ornament, for him I imitate. Oh, if it prove tempests are kind and salt waves fresh and rough.
A very dishonest paltry boy, and more a coward than a hare. His dishonesty appears in leaving his friend here, in necessity, and denying him. As for his cowardship, ask Fabian.
A coward. A most devout coward. Religious in it.
Slid. Left him again and beat him.
Do. Cut him soundly, but never draw thy sword.
No.
prithee, vent thy folly somewhere else. Thou knowest me not.
Vent my folly. Oh, you heard that word of some great man, and outright fool. Vent my folly. I prithee now invert thy strangeness, and tell me what I shall vent to my lady. Shall I vent to her that thou art coming?
I prithee, foolish Greek, depart from me. There's money for thee. If you tarry longer, I shall give you worse payment.
About my troth, thou hast an open hand, sir. These wise men that keep fools' money to get themselves a good report. After 14 years' purchase.
Now, sir, have I met you again?
Well, there's for thee. And there. And there. Oh, people mad.
Yes, will I tell my lady straight. I will be in your coat for twopence.
Hold it, sir.
Let go thy hand.
Come, sir, I will not let you go now. You are well fleshed.
I will be free from thee. What wouldst thou now? If thou darest tempt me further, draw thy sword.
Nay, then must I have an ounce or two of this Malapert blood from you.
Toby, on thy life I charge thee, hold!
Madam!
Will it ever be thus, ungracious wretch, fit for the mountains and the barbarous caves where manners never were preached? Out of my sight! Be not offended, dear sister! I prithee, gentle friend, let thy fair wisdom not thy passion sway in this uncivil and now unjust extent against thy peace. Go with me to my house, and hear there thou how many fruitless pranks this ruffian hath botched. That thou thereby mayest smile at this. Thou shalt not choose for go, do not deny. Beshrew his soul for me, started one poor heart of mine and thee.
What relish is in this? How runs the stream? Or I am mad, or else this is a dream. Thy fancy stole my sense and let me sleep. If it be thus to dream, still let me sleep.
Nay, come. Wilt thou be ruled by me?
Madam, I will.
Say so, and so be.
I prithee, put on this gown and this beard. Make him believe you are Sir Topaz, the curate. Do it quickly, I'll call Sir Toby the whiles.
Well, I'll put it on and I'll assemble myself in it, and would I were the first that ever dissembled in such a gown. I'm not tall enough to become the function well, nor lean enough to be thought a good student, but to be said an honest man and a good housekeeper goes as far as to say a great man or a great scholar. Now the competitors enter.
Jove bless thee, Master Parson.
The bonus dies, Sir Toby. Bonus the unhappy prophet. Never saw anything very readily said to a niece of King Goldman. That is, so I being Master Parson and Master Parson. For what is that it is but isn't?
To him, Sir Topaz.
What? This prison!
there never was a man thus wrong. Do not think I am mad, Sir Topaz. They have laid me here in hideous darkness.
No fight out dishonest Satan. I call you by the most modest terms, for I'm one of those gentle ones that will use the devil himself for courtesy. Sayest thou this house is dark?
As hell, Sir Topaz.
But it hath bay windows transparent as barricades, and the groceries towards the south north are as lustrous as ebony, and yet complainest thou of obstruction.
I am not mad, Sir Topaz. I say to you, this house is dark.
Madman, thou errest. I say there is no darkness but ignorance, in which thou art more puzzled than the Egyptians in their fog.
I say this house is as dark as ignorance, though ignorance were as dark as hell, and I say there never was a man thus abused. I am no more mad than you are. Make the trial of it any constant question.
What is the opinion of Pythagoras concerning wildfowl?
That the soul of our granddam might happily inhabit a bird.
And what thinkest thou of his opinion?
Well, I think nobly of the soul, and in no way support his opinion.
Now remain thou still in darkness. Thou must have the opinion of Pythagoras, and I will laugh thy wits.
Sir Topaz!
My most exquisite Sir Topaz.
Nay, I am for all water.
To him, in thine own voice. And bring me word how thou findest him. Would we were well rid of this knavery. If he may be conveniently delivered, would he were, for I am now so far in offense with my niece that I cannot pursue with any safety this sport of the upshot. Come, by and by, in the chamber.
Hey, Robin!
Fool?
Jolly Robin!
Fool, I say!
I'm a call.
Good fool, as ever thou wilt deserve well in my hand, help me to a candle and pen, ink and paper. It will... I will...
Master Malvolio!
I, fool?
How master, how fare you beside your 5 ways?
Oh, good fool, there never was a man so notoriously abused. I am as well in my wits as thou art.
But as well, then you're mad indeed, if you be no better in your wits than a fool.
They have here propertied me, keep me in darkness, send ministers to me, asses, and do all they can to face me out of my wits.
I'll advise you what you say. The minister is here. Malvolio, Malvolio, thy wits stand restore. Endeavor thyself to sleep and lead thy beg, bebble, babble.
Sir Topaz?
Maintain your words with him, good fellow. I, sir? Not I, sir. Copy with you, Sir Topaz. Man! I will, sir. I will.
Fool? Fool? Fool, I say!
Alas, sir, be patient, sir. Oh, what say you, sir? I am shent for speaking with you.
Oh, good fool, help me to some light and some paper. I am as well in my wits as any man in Illyria.
Oh, well a day that you were, sir.
By this hand I am. Good fool. Some ink, paper, and light, and convey what I will set down to my lady. It will advantage thee more than ever the bearing of letter did.
No, but hold me to it, but tell me true, art thou not mad indeed?
Oh, believe me, I am not. I tell thee true.
Oh, nay, I'll never believe a madman till I speak brains. Well, I will bring you candle and paper and ink.
Oh, I'll requite thee in the highest degree. I prithee, be gone.
Oh, I'm gone, sir. Much you, good man, devil.
This is the air. That is the glorious sun. This pearl she gave me. I do feel it and see it. No, 'tis wonder that enwraps me thus, yet 'tis not madness. Where's Antonio then? I could not. I could not find him at the Elephants. Yet there he was, and there I found this credit that he did range the town to seek me out. His counsel now might do me golden service. although my soul disputes well with my sense that this may be some error, but no madness. Yet doth this accident and flood of fortune so far exceed all instance, all discourse, that I am ready to distrust mine eyes, and wrangle with my reason that persuades me to any other trust but that I am mad. Or else the lady's mad. Yet, if 'twere so, she could not sway her house, command her followers, take back and give affairs and their discharge with such a smooth, discreet, and stable bearing as I perceive she does. There's something in it that is deceivable. But here the lady comes.
Blame not this haste of mine. If you mean well, now go with me and the holy man into the chantry by. There before him, and underneath that consecrated roof, plight me the full assurance of your faith, that my most jealous and doubtful soul may live at peace. He shall conceal it whilst you are willing. It shall come to note what time we will our celebration keep according to my birth. What do you say?
I'll follow this good man and go with you. And, having sworn truth, ever will be true.
Then lead the way, good Father, and let the heavens so shine that they may fairly know this act of mine.
Now, as thou lovest me, let me see his letter.
Oh, good master, baby, and grant me another request.
Anything.
Don't you not desire to see the letter?
This is to give a dog and in recompense desire my dog again.
Belong you to the Lady Olivia, friends.
I say we are some of the trappings.
I know thee well. How dost thou, my good fellow?
Oh, truly, sir, the better for my foes and the worse for my friends.
Just the contrary, the better.
No, sir, of course.
How can this be?
Oh, Mary, sir, they praise me, make an ass of me. Now, my foes, sir, tell me plainly I'm an ass, that by my foes, sir, I profit in the knowledge of myself, and by my friends I am abused.
This is most excellent.
No, conclusions to be as kisses, if before negatives make it two affirmatives, the better for my foes and the worse for my friends.
Most excellent.
Ah, sure, sir, no, but would you please be one of my friends?
Well, you would not be the worst for me, there's go.
But then it would be double dealing, sir. I wish you could make me know.
You give me ill counsel.
Oh, put your grace in your pocket for just this once, sir, and let your flesh and blood pay it.
I will be so much a double dealer to be a sinner. Here's another.
Primo. Secundo. Tertio is a good play. And the old saying is the third pays for all, sir. The triplex, sir, is a good triplet measure. The bells of St. Benedict, so make me reminded. 1, 2, 3.
You can fool no more gold for me at this throw. If you will tell your lady I'm here to speak with her and bring her along with you, it may await my bounty further.
Mary, sir, lullaby your bounty till I come again. Now I go, sir, but I would not have you think that my desire of having is the sin of covetousness. But as he says, sir, let your bounty take a nap. I'll awaken anon.
Here comes the man, sir, that you rescued me.
Face of his I do remember well. Though when I saw it last, it was besmeared as black as Vulcan in the smoke of war. A bobbling vessel was he captain of, with shallow draught and bulk unprizable, with which the most scateful grapple did he make, with the most noble bottom of our fleet, that very envy and the tongue of lost cried fame and honor on him. What's the matter?
Orsino, this is that Antonio that took the Phoenix and her frock and candy. And this is he that did the tiger board when your young nephew Titus lost his leg. Here in the streets, desperate of shame and stake and private gravel, did we apprehend him.
He did me kindness, sir, and drew on my side. But in conclusion, put strange speech upon me. I know not what 'twas, but distraction.
Noble pirate, thou saltwater thief, what foolish boldness has brought thee to their mercies, to whom you, in terms so bloody and so dear, hast made thine enemies?
Orsino, noble sir, be pleased that I shake off these names you give me. Antonio never yet was thief or pirate, though I confess, on basing grounds enough, your enemy. A witchcraft drew me hither, that ungrateful boy there by your side, from the rude seas and rage and foamy mountain I redeemed. A wreck past hope he was. His life I gave him, and did thereto add my love, without retention or restraint, all his in dedication. For his sake that I expose myself, pure for his love, and the dangers of this adverse town. True to defend him when he was beset, where, being apprehended, his false cunning, not meaning to partake me in danger, found him to face me out of his acquaintance, and grow 20 years removed thing while one would wink, and denied me my own purse, which I had recommended to his use not half an hour before.
How can this be?
When came he to this town?
Today, my lord, and for 3 months since, no intern, not a minute's vacancy, both day and night to keep company.
Here comes the countess. Now heaven walks on earth. But for thee, fellow, thy words are madness. 3 months this youth hath tended on me, but more of that anon. Take him aside.
My good my lord, but that he may not have, wherein Olivia may seem serviceable. Cesario, you do not keep promise with me.
What?
But gracious Olivia!
What do you say, Cesario? Good my lord.
My lord would speak, my duty hushes me.
If it be all to the old tune, my lord, it is as fat and fulsome to my ear as howling after music.
Still so cruel!
So constant, lord.
To what perverseness? You uncivil lady, to whose inauspicious altars my soul, the faithfulest offerings that e'er devotion tender have breathed out, what shall I do?
Even would it please, my lord, that shall become him.
Oh, what shall I not? Had I the heart to do it, like to the Egyptian thief at point of death, kill what I love, a savage jealousy that sometimes savors nobly. But hear this. Since you to non-regardance cast my faith, and that I partly know the instrument that screws me from my true place in your favor, live you the marble-breasted tyrant still. But this, your minion, who I know you love, and whom by heaven I swear I tender dearly, him will I tear out of that cruel eye, wherein he sits crowded in his master's spite. Come, boy, with me. My thoughts are ripe with mischief. I'll sacrifice the lamb that I do love, to spite the raven's heart within a dove.
And I most jock and apt and willingly to do your rest 1,000 deaths would die.
Where goes Cesario?
After him I love. More than these eyes, more than my life, more by all moors than e'er I shall love wife. If I do feign ye witnesses above, punish my life for tainting of my love.
I be detested. How am I beguiled?
Who does beguile you? Who does do you wrong?
Hast I forgot thyself? Is it so long? Call forth the Holy Father.
Come away!
Whither, my lord? Cesario, husband, stay.
Husband?
Aye, husband, can he that deny?
Her husband, Cyril?
Alas, it is the baseness of thy fear that makes thee strangle thy propriety. Fear not, Cesario. Take thy fortunes up. Be that thou knowest thou art, and then thou art as great as that thou fearest.
Oh, thou dissembling cub, what wilt thou be when time is so grizzle on thy case? Or will not else thy craft so quickly grow that thine own trip shall be thine overthrow? Farewell, and take her, but direct thy feet where henceforth you and I may never meet.
My lord, I do protest.
Oh, do not swear. Hold little thing, though thou hast too much fear.
For the love of God, surgeon, send one presently to Sir Toby.
What's the matter?
Has broke my head across. Giving Sir Toby a bloody coxcomb, too. For the love of God, your help. Not rather than 40 pounds I ran home.
Who has done this, Sir Andrew?
The Count's gentleman, one Cesario. We took him for a coward, but he's the very devil incarnate.
My gentleman, Cesario?
You broke my head for nothing, and that night did I was sent on to you by Sir Toby.
Why do you speak to me? I never hurt you. You drew your sword upon me without cause, but I bespoke you fair and hurt you not.
If a bloody coxcomb be to hurt, you have hurt me. I think you said nothing by a bloody coxcomb. Here comes Sir Toby halting. We shall hear more. If he had not been in drink, he would have tickled you other gates than he did.
How now, gentlemen, how is with you?
Oh, it's all one. It's hurt me. There's an end on it. Sorry, it's the surgeon. Sorry.
No, he's drunk, Sir Toby. An hour gone. His eyes were set at 8 in the morning.
And he's a rogue. And a passing measures happen. I hate a drunken rogue.
Away with him. Who hath made this havoc with them?
I'll help you, Sir Toby, because we'll be dressed together.
What do you?
have heard your opinion. Brother of my father, no less with great safety. And by that I can perceive it has offended you. Pardon me, sweet one, but for the vows we made each other even so late ago.
One face, one voice, one habit, and two persons. A natural perspective that is and is not.
Antonio! Oh, my dear Antonio! Oh, how the hours of practice!
Sebastian, are you?
Fearst thou that, Antonio?
Well, you made a vision of yourself. An apoplectic to choose no more to win than these two creatures. Which is Sebastian?
Most wonderful!
Do I stand there? I never had a brother. Nor can there be that deity in my nature of here and everywhere. I had a sister, and the blind waves and surges have devoured. Of Charity, what kin are you to be? What parentage? What name? What countryman?
Of Messalene, Sebastian was my father, such as Sebastian was my brother too. When he suited to his wandering tunes.
Were you a woman, as the rest goes even, I should my tears let fall upon your cheek and cry, thrice welcome, drowned Viola.
My father had a mole upon his brow.
And so had mine.
I died that day when Viola from her birth had numbered 13 years.
Oh, that record is lively in my soul. He finished it indeed his mortal act the day that made my sister 13 years.
If nothing lacks to make us happy both, but this my masculine usurped attire, do not embrace me till each circumstance, place, time, fortune, do cohere and jump that I am Viola. Which to confirm, I'll bring you to a captain in this town where lie my maiden weeds, by whose gentle help I was preserved to serve this noble count. All the occurrence of my fortune sense hath been between this lady and this lord. Oh!
So comes it, lady, you have been mistook. But nature to her bias true and that. You would have been contracted to a maid. Nor are you therein by my life deceived. You are betrothed both to a maid and a man.
Stand on face. My noble is his blood. If this is true, as the glass seems even, I may have share in this most happy match. Boy, thou hast said to me 1,000 times thou never shouldst love woman like to me.
And all those sayings will I overswear, and those swearings keep us true in soul if doth that orbit continent of fire that severs state from night.
Give me thy hand, and let me see thee in line with thy woman's weeds.
The captain that did bring me first on shore hath my maid's garments. He upon some action is now in durance at Malvolio's suit, a gentleman and follower of my lady's.
But he shall enlarge him. Fetch Malvolio. And yet, alas, now I remember me. They say for gentlemen he's much to distract. The most extracting frenzy of mine own from my remembrance clearly banished his. How does he throw?
Not truly, madam, you'll Beelzebub at the stave's end, as well as a man in his case may do. As he read a letter to. I should have delivered it today morning, but as a madman's epistles are no gospel, so it skills not much when they're delivered.
Open it and read it.
Look then to be well delivered when the fool delivers the madman.
By the Lord, art thou mad?
No. Aren't you but pretty, man? And your lady will have as a daughter, you must allow box.
Prithee, read in thy right wits.
So I do read in my right wits, but to read in his right wits is to read thus. Therefore, we can, my princess.
semblance I put on, with the which I doubt not but to do myself much right or you much shame. Think of me as you please. I leave my duty a little unthought of and speak out of my injury. The madly used Malvolio.
Did he write this?
I know.
This savors not much of distraction.
Nay.
See him delivered, Fabian. Bring him hither. My lord, so please you, these things further thought on, to think of me as well as sister as a wife. One day shall crown the alliance off, so please you, here at my house, and at my proper cost.
Madam, I am most apt to embrace your offer. And for services done him so much against the metal of your sex, so far beneath your soft and tender breeding, and since you called me master for so long, here is my hand. You shall from this time be your master's mistress.
A sister, you are she.
Is this the madman?
I, my lord, the same. How now, Malvolio?
Madam, you have done me wrong, notorious wrong.
Malvolio, no.
Lady, you have. Pray you, peruse that letter. You must not now deny it is your hand. Write from it if you can in hand or phrase, or say it is not your seal, not your invention. You can say none of this. Well, grant it then, and tell me in the modesty of honor why you have given me such clear lights of favor, bade me come smiling and cross-guarded you to put on yellow stockings and frown upon Sir Toby and the lighter people. And acting this in obedient hope, why have you suffered me to be imprisoned, kept in a dark house, visited by the priest, and made the most notorious geck and gall that e'er invention played on? Tell me why!
Alas, Malvolio, this is not my writing, though I confess much like the character, but out of question 'tis Mariah's hand. And now I do bethink me it was she first told me thou wast mad, then camest in smiling, and in such forms which here were presupposed upon thee in the letter. Prithee be content, this practice hath most shrewdly passed upon thee. But when we know the grounds and authors of it, thou shalt be both judge and plaintiff of thine own cause.
Good madam, hear me speak. Let no quarrel, nor brawl to come taint the condition of the present hour, which I've wondered at. In hope it shall not, most freely I confess, myself and Toby set this device against Malvolio here, upon some stubborn and uncourteous parts we had conceived against him. Maria writ the letter at Sir Toby's great importance, in recompense whereof he hath married her. How with the sportful malice it was followed may rather pluck on laughter than revenge, if that the injuries be justly weighed that have on both sides passed.
Alas, poor fool, how have they baffled thee?
Well, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some of greatness thrust upon. Well, I was once sir in the synagogue, one of them. Such a bad servant. It was on one. But the Lord fool, I am not mad! But do you remember? Amalia Latia takes delight in such a bear and rascal you smile not in his gag. And thus the whirligig of time brings in his revenge.
He hath not told us of the captain yet. When that is known, and golden times commence, a solemn combination shall be made of our dear souls. Till that time, sweet sister, we shall not part from hence. Come, Cesario, for so shall you be while you are man. But when in other habits you are seen, Orsino's mistress and his fancy's queen.
When I was a little tiny boy, with hair, oh, wind and the rain, a village day was but a toy, of the rain that raineth every day. But when I came to man's estate, with hair, wind and the rain, gates, knaves, and thieves, men shut their gate of the rain that raineth every day. But when I came at last to I, with hair, oh, wind and the rain, that's where they could I never thrive of the rain that raineth every day. Now a great while ago the world begun with hail, oh, wind and the rain, but that's our now play's time, and we'll strive to please you every day.
Do 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 do